Joining us on short notice. We're so excited to be here this morning. We're gathered on a truly historic day for our community, a day that could not have been reached alone, which is why I want to begin with gratitude. Gratitude, especially for our federal partners, particularly President Joe Biden and Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, for their leadership in enacting the bipartisan infrastructure law, a once-in-a-generation investment in our nation's infrastructure and competitiveness. This law marks the largest federal investment in public transit in U.S. history. And today, here in Lincoln, Nebraska, we will not miss the bus on that history. In fact, we are kicking things into high gear. I am thrilled to announce that our city's public transit system, StarTran, has been awarded a $23.6 million grant to design and build a new multimodal transportation center. And this funding comes to us from the U.S. Department of Transportation's Rebuilding American Infrastructure with Sustainability and Equity, or RAISE, grant program. Like the program's name, this grant will enable us to raise up this new center in downtown Lincoln and increase amenities and security for StarTran passengers and our team members and the general public. And while we're all excited about the future that this opens up, it's worth remembering that StarTran provides wonderful service every day to our community, and for our drivers, it offers a stable, rewarding career. For our many passengers, it's a ride to their job or school or the doctor's office. And to our community, it's cleaning up our air and reducing traffic congestion. And yet for many years, some in our community have sought an even better and bolder future for our public transportation system. Today's award is confirmation of the exceptional work that they've done to drive us toward that future. So I hope you will please join me in thanking our StarTran staff, our StarTran Advisory Board, and the Multimodal Transportation Center Advisory Committee for their efforts. Please join me in a round of applause for them. Getting this transportation center off the ground has been a concerted focus of mine since I became mayor. And among the many proposed improvements of this center are restrooms for drivers and the public, an indoor climate-controlled passenger waiting area, new administrative offices for StarTran, and improved mobility by integrating multiple transportation modes, including buses and bikes, scooters, and walking for our pedestrians. As we transition to this new center, we also advance another important transition, and that's a transition where we accelerate several goals of our city's climate action plan, including reducing Lincoln's greenhouse gas emissions by net 80% by 2050, and converting our city fleet to 100% electric, renewable, or alternative fuels by 2040. And already, today, you can see some of the buses behind me, nearly 2/3 of StarTran buses are a part of this clean fleet. And this new center will play a pivotal role in meeting this goal, a goal that also enhances our passenger experience, improves working conditions for our bus drivers, and helps our city save on gas and maintenance costs. Now, here to talk about this exciting grant and what the funds are intended for here in Lincoln is Lincoln Transportation Utilities Director Liz Elliott, who I'd like to welcome up to the podium. Liz, congratulations.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm thrilled about this grant award and proud to be part of the group effort that it took to secure this funding. StarTran continues to be an essential transportation option that offers nearly 10,000 rides every day. We transport people of all ages to doctor's appointments, jobs, schools, the grocery store, and more. This grant makes our dreams come true as we take StarTran services along with a variety of other transportation options to the next level and begin building a state-of-the-art multimodal transportation center. This transportation hub will hold 18 bus bays, include protected passenger boarding, better lighting, covered walkways, a waiting room, security, and administrative offices. This project will also offer better separation between pedestrians and buses, which will increase safety for all and be more environmentally sustainable. New technology will also be included in the project with the ability to conduct quick electric charges during bus transfers, which will allow us to have our electric buses out on routes all day long. As the mayor mentioned, this transportation center will also include bike racks, bike link bikes, and scooter link electric scooters. The goal is to have all transportation available at the center of the city, and this design will take Lincoln's transit and transportation systems to the next level of service and encourage even more people to ride a variety of zero to low emission sustainable options. Lincoln's Multimodal Transportation Center will be located on the block of South 10th Street between K and L Streets. This effort will cost approximately $32.2 million, which includes the federal raise grant of $23.6 million, the value of land estimated at $8.3 million, and an additional nearly $842,000 in local funding. This achievement would not be possible without the support of many different entities, including Mayor Gaylor Baird, the Lincoln City Council, Lancaster County Board of Commissioners, Lincoln Chamber of Commerce, the University of Nebraska, StarTran Advisory Board members, Center for People in Need, Lincoln Housing Authority, Lincoln Metropolitan and Planning Organization, WSP, and HDR. Thank you all for all of your help, and thank you, Mayor. I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Liz. And at this time, I'd like to invite Mike Davis to come on up to the podium. He is our manager of StarTran.
Thank you, Mayor. Speaking from my heart, this grant truly means so much to our department and to StarTran. These funds will go towards this important project that will continue to strengthen our economy by enhancing access to jobs and education. A cost-benefit analysis tells us that for every $1 spent, the project will provide $1.20 in benefits to our community. StarTran will continue to collect public input through the final design process and seeks to ensure equity considerations in the design of the Multimodal Transportation Center. Not only is StarTran working to have its entire bus fleet run on alternative fuels, but this multimodal transportation center will make riding the bus and getting around Lincoln that much more enjoyable. There's a lot of work to be done, and we can't wait to get started. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your leadership, Mike, and to your team at StarTran. This is a really exciting day as we continue to move Lincoln forward. This is an exciting time for our dynamic community. The financial investments we are making, like the Lincoln on the Move project, like the Greenlight Lincoln project, and our collective investments exemplified by the dedication of our city staff and our residents, they're paying off and they're transforming our community for the better. A place we have reached thanks to our StarTran staff, Lincoln Transportation and Utilities team, and community members. And we are becoming that destination. We will really want to thank our federal partners for helping us along this path. And with that, I'd like to open it up for any questions from the media. Yes. Oh, good question. Liz?
We hope to begin the design stage next year in 2023, and then hopefully start construction in 2024 and potentially be done by the end of 2025. Yes, we will absolutely have public participation during the design stage of this. It is. Right now there's the current county city parking that's used by visitors as well as employees. And the proposed concept right now does include including the parking. So although during construction we'll have to move things, ultimately the parking will remain. Actually, we may be able to increase the amount of parking. Right. And here. Yeah. Yes. We are going to be looking, we are looking for an interim location. I hope to have more information, hopefully maybe in the next 2 weeks on that. We don't have a drop dead deadline at this point. We continue to work with the developer and we're trying to move as quickly as possible, but no specific deadline. This is the 8th time that over the last decade that we have applied for this particular grant, and it's instrumental. Obviously, with the cost of creating such a state-of-the-art center, we needed the federal funding to be able to move forward with it. It is something that is in our CIP, and we're able to slowly add to it, but this really expedites and allows us to do it much sooner. Correct.
So we have to pay off parking, is the garage paid off, is it owed outright?
Right. All of that will be worked out with the county board and the Public Building Commission with the city. All right, other questions? Oh. It's one of those that just makes you want to kind of jump up and down because the possibilities and the potential is huge, I think, for the entire community, because public transit, especially as we're coming out of the pandemic, really helps revitalize, helps get people back to jobs. With the rising costs of fuel, this will play a huge role for many people. But the additional part is it's right in the center of the city, so it's close to the university. It's easier to access for those who live down here. And so we're hoping and we believe that this will be a huge asset. It will also, with all of the housing going up around that area, it will allow for additional parking for those locations and those residents as well. So it really will be a big benefit to the city as a whole. But I will also invite the mayor if she has something to.
Well, Liz said it very well. I would just add that as we were talking about the Golds Project and needing to relocate our existing shelters rather than a center that we have today, you know, we're helping to support economic development by making this transition. We're helping people get to work and to vital services. And we think that by having a more comfortable user experience, that this should help support increased ridership. This is going to make riding the bus in our community more comfortable, more fun, more easy and efficient. And that's great for everybody. That's a win for the people who use it. It's a win for our team that operates the system. And it's also, you know, a win when it comes to sustainability. We're really looking at how this can be a more reliable, effective form of transportation in our community so that we can continue to make progress towards our climate action goals. Any other question? Yeah. You know, if I knew how to do a cartwheel, I would do one. That's how it feels. This is a big deal. We're really, really grateful. We're so thankful to our federal partners for getting this law enacted and making these additional resources possible. We're really, really proud of our StarTran team. I mean, Liz was being modest, and while the law has been an essential part of this, our team has worked so hard. They have met, after we've had unsuccessful grants, they've met with the folks at the Department of Transportation via Zoom to go through our grant applications, what was strong, what needed improvement, and continue to iterate and improve so that we could get to a win like this today. And this is a big win. Yeah. Yeah. I know that one significant change was location. Previous locations were deemed, not ideal. Liz, do you want to talk about any other changes? Thanks.
I think the other aspects was really trying to partner with different needs within the community. So we also had a big emphasis this year and priority on the climate initiatives, because StarTran is really ahead of the game on the alternative fuel and the zero emission buses. That did give us a leg up. We also, because of the years of effort and dedication put into this, we are farther along in the planning stage and really had a solid proposal that we could give to USDOT that was obviously a very strong contender, and we're happy for that. All right. Any other questions? All right. Thank you all for being here today and helping us celebrate this huge milestone. So thank you.